This story was told by Miss Anne, who experienced a terrifying encounter over 30 years ago. It happened in a place locals called the Bacha Khmer, a name that translates roughly to the Cambodian cemetery. But this place wasn't originally a cemetery. It was a sand dredging site filled with pits and mounds of excavated soil. Migrant workers, mostly undocumented, labored here. Tensions were high. Fights broke out often. Many ended in death. When someone died, the bodies were often disposed of using a brutal method called paunang yang, a horrific way of burning a person alive while tied up. Over time, the dredging site was abandoned, and the area became a dumping ground for corpses. Missing people, victims of rape and murder, all ended up here. Eventually, a large-scale mining operation moved in. Hundreds of workers came, but none stayed for long. Something always drove them away. The road into the cemetery stretched for kilometers with no lights. The darkness was absolute. Two people could walk side by side and still not see each other's faces. Motorcyclists who passed through at night often saw a man by the roadside. He wore a patterned shirt and long pants, sitting with his head bowed. As riders swerved to avoid him, they would hear running footsteps, then see the man chasing them. This phenomenon still occurs today. Miss Anne was part of a group of teenagers, 7 or 8 in total. They were curious and reckless. One night, they decided to play the ghost coin game in the cemetery. A coin moved in ways that seemed to answer their questions, sometimes even predicting things. But at times, it spun wildly without direction. Everyone suspected someone was pushing it, but no one admitted to it. Rumors spread that the coin game wasn't powerful enough. For a true experience, they had to play the glass spirit game, Pi Tui Gao. This involved placing incense smoke inside the glass. Miss Anne, always the boldest, taunted the spirit through the glass. She acted fearless, questioning its answers and mocking it. But something began to change. The glass moved in ways no one could explain. It was no longer fun. At home, Anne began hearing heavy footsteps upstairs when no one was there. Sometimes she saw a shadow at the stairs, peering at her silently. Her friends started looking at her strangely, especially to her side. When she asked, they would just smile awkwardly. One day, while swimming in a canal, a friend hugged her from behind and screamed. The friend claimed that while hugging Anne, she felt a third arm wrap around her. Looking down, she saw a man's face, bruised with blackened teeth and melted plastic on his head. He smiled. Terrified, the friend begged Anne to stop, but Anne laughed it off. She enjoyed the fear it brought others. They played again. This time, the glass spun wildly. Anne grew annoyed and left, but no one followed her. Soon, she started waking up with unexplained bruises, marks shaped like hands on her neck, back, and legs. Her friends begged her to stop, but they refused to play anymore. Anne said she'd find new people. That night, Anne had a terrifying dream. She saw a group of men, their clothes soaked in black tar. Some had their faces melted. One of them moved toward her, making spinning gestures like the glass. When she asked what he was saying, he leaned close and whispered, "I don't know your language." She began to question why the spirits in their games spoke Thai, but this one didn't. She finally confronted her friends, who admitted that they had seen spirits around her all along. Once, while Anne was eating, they saw 4 or 5 spirits crowding around her food. The night she walked off alone, 2 male spirits followed her, one with his hand on her shoulder, the other pointing at the group, warning them to stay away. Despite all this, Anne remained skeptical. She wanted to try one last time. The next game went smoothly. The glass moved perfectly. She became convinced the fears were just imagination. Anne was a cheerleader. Being small, she was always on top of the pyramid. During practice, she heard her coach yell, "Lie back, just lie down." Thinking it was a new routine, she did as told. No one caught her. Her head slammed against the floor. She blacked out. When she awoke, weeks later, she told her coach what had happened, but the coach denied giving any command. None of the others heard anything, but Anne swore she did. Later, Anne met a monk. As soon as he saw her, he said, "You were cursed. You mocked the spirits too much." He warned her that her misfortune came from her own disrespect. She was told to repent and stop. She followed his advice. That cemetery was never a real cemetery, but it had become a graveyard, unofficial and unholy. It held bodies of rape victims, murder victims, and the burned. No temple claimed it. No guardian watched over it. Even now, people see ghosts chasing vehicles in the pitch-black roads that run past it. No business survives there. No project succeeds. It remains cursed ground. Miss Anne's story is a chilling warning. Some places should never be disturbed, and some spirits, once angered, never forgive.